Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Bailey, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Bailey's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Bailey's been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Bailey is seated on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. In the first command they're going to demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash, and Fred and Bailey take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Bailey heel, and then you just start walking and he'll fall right in line on your left hand side. We've also gone ahead and incorporated our sit command into this, as you see right there. Anytime Fred stops his feet, Bailey will sit. Now it's important when you're heeling with Bailey that he walks nicely at your pace on your left hand side without trying to pull ahead of you or lag behind. If he does attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, say no, give a tug and let go correction to his training collar, repeat the command to heel, and then start walking again. Now the next command they'll demonstrate is our stay command, which is the hand and voice command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm and inch or so from Bailey's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He walks out to the end of the training leash. Now this is a great exercise to build up self-control in Bailey. You can start practicing this one at about a minute's time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 3 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Bailey, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Bailey holds his sit-stay throughout. Fred gives him a little praise and then heels him right out of it. And now he's going to show you a little more of the heel, sit, and stay as they heel around here. He stops his feet, Bailey sits. Nicely done. Heels him back out of it.
Stay.
Shows you the stay again. Back out to the end of the training leash. Now this time he'll give him a second to hold this position, and then he'll demonstrate our come or recall command instead of returning back to Bailey. He calls him in using his name. Bailey comes right in, sits in front of Fred. Then we have a move called the finish. Fred's going to heel Bailey right around the back of him and gets him right back to that proper left-hand side heel position, and he sits. I'll show you that recall one more time. He's in a sit, he gives him a stay, out to the end of the training leash. Calls him in using his name. He comes into Fred, sits in front, and then the finish, Fred heels him right around the back of him, and right back to that left-hand side heel position, and he sits. Nicely done. And Fred gives him some praise and heels him right out of it. Now it's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Bailey about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice them inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with him. This will help to keep the commands fresh in his mind and him working his best for you. And next up are going to be our down commands. The first one is down from a heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives him a stay and walks back out to the end of that training leash. Now this is another great exercise to build up that self-control. This one you can start practicing at about 3 minutes time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 5 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Bailey, he's going to walk all the way around him, just as he did on the sit stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Bailey holds that down throughout, and Fred gives him some praise and then heels him right out of it. And I'll show you that down again when he comes back around. Now you see Bailey's doing very well, but it's always important to follow through with your commands. So if you give him a command and he does not respond, or he breaks one of his stays, the first word out of your mouth is going to be no, followed by a tug and let go correction to his training collar, and then you're going to repeat the command you'd given him. Now Fred gives him the down again. That's hand straight to the ground, one-word command to down, gave him a stay, out to the end of the leash. And this time he'll demonstrate that come or recall command right out of the down position. Calls him in. Bailey gets right up, comes into Fred. He has him sit in front. He started to jump up, so Fred said no, and he went right into the sit as he should. And then the finish again, right around the back, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. It's always important when you call Bailey to you to make him sit when he comes in. It helps him get out of that wanting to jump up on people. Now this will be our down from a distance command. You're going to have him in a sit, give him a stay, walk out to the end of your training leash. This is the only time you use your right hand to give the command. and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash. He'll then return back to him once again by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Nicely done. Alright, we've demonstrated for you our basic obedience commands that we've been working on with Bailey while he's been here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Bailey, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.